Dan RadioStyle, hope everybody out there is having themselves a good day. Wow! I don't know what the hell that's all about. Anyway, key to manifesting love. Burning desire. Yeah, I was reading about something. I was kind of going through stuff just every once in a while, looking for different show topics, different ideas, right? And of course, techniques, ways to manifest, all these things. And I found some site. I was talking about like 24 techniques. I'm like, oh, good Lord, that's a ridiculous amount of techniques. Let's check it out. Long story short, burning desire was the one that really caught my attention. I mean, outside of that, a lot of these things I've talked about in other shows, and I will do future shows on too, I'm quite sure. But burning desire really caught my attention. First off, I was kind of thinking about it. I'm like, well, what is burning desire? What is that? What does that mean? When have I experienced that, at least in my own life? That's kind of how my mind works, and certainly how, if I'm going to try to share with anybody else what my understanding of it is, I kind of got to look at it from how has this affected my life, or how have I seen this play out in my life, and then maybe I can talk about it, right? So that's how I go about it, right? You may do something totally different. That's okay. That's totally okay. But what is burning desire? And for me, burning desire is that you think about it constantly in a way like, I can't wait to do that. Like the best examples that I came up with, and we'll tie it into love, so I will get there, but I just want you to know my first real examples weren't necessarily love-oriented, though I have had experiences where love has definitely come into play, and I have thoughts on that, so I will get there. But that one's a little more dependent on someone else. So when you're trying to manifest something that is more or less just you against the world, or you against random strangers that any number of people could open the door, it's a very different situation than, say, you and specifically Johnny, or you and specifically Rachel, right? Those two people have say in the matter. They do. You know, you can make yourself as very attractive to them as you want, and you can send all sorts of interesting feelings and thoughts to them, and you can make situations kind of stand out and resonate. And so you can really affect people in a very, very cool, profound way. But ultimately, they have the ability to take that experience that they just had and rationalize it away, deny it, say it doesn't exist, say that's hooey, ignore it, maybe still continue desiring that crazy guy that you can't believe she's with. Like, why are you with him? The guy's nuts. He's angry. He's horrible. He's a bad man. He's like for those of you that have seen the play Little Shop of Horrors, he's like the dentist. Good old Steve Martin, if you've seen the movie. Great play, by the way, for anyone out there that Suddenly Seymour. God, that song came on. I think they did it on Glee or something stupid, and I was watching it. Whatever. Just saying. Not proud of this moment. Yes, I was watching Glee. Anyway. So that burning desire, for me, it came in radio. It was probably the most significant one for me. For those of you that don't know, I was a DJ on a radio station back when I was younger. It's kind of where the RadioStyle came in, my love of music. I actually still work in the radio business now, just more from an IT standpoint. But I have a background in that. I do voiceover still currently, like YouTube, obviously. So radio was a big deal to me. And radio was something that I had an amazing power to. Originally, I was going to school. I was pre-med. So I was a biochem major, took all sorts of physics, chemistry, calculus, all sorts of crazy classes, and was destined to be a doctor, right? I was working at a hospital, too, for that matter, at the time. So anyway, that was my path. A buddy of mine that I knew at the college actually ran the hot dog stand. He suggested, hey, why don't you take the radio class here? It's amazing. It's a great class. They've got one of the best radio stations in any college known, and they did, actually. They had some of the best equipment and all that stuff. I'm like, all right, that's a cool idea. I need an elective anyway, and the number of the class, it was transferable to Cal State's, which was my plan. I was probably going to do that. Actually, I think it would have transferred to UC. No, it wasn't. It would transfer to Cal State, but not to UC's. But anyway, that's not important either. I took the class. I fell in love with it. Like, just, oh my God, I can't believe it. The first homework assignment they gave us, I think I spent 6 hours working on a homework assignment because I fell in love with it. And it was one of those things where you lose track of time when you're doing it. I truly had a burning desire. I was so into this. Free time, I would go down and work on mixing and doing multi-tracking and working on all that kind of stuff, working on doing my broadcasts. I volunteered to get extra shifts on the air, all that stuff. It was something that I was passionate about. I loved it. I literally had a guy tell me one time, you have no business being in this business. You're never going to make it. I don't even know why you're trying. And it's like, it's one of those things where I'm like, I don't care what you say. I am doing this. That's that burning desire. To me, that was that passion. That was that, I love this. I have to do this. I almost don't care if I'm successful. I have to do this. I love doing it. I enjoy being this. I enjoy this experience so profoundly. It is like, I can't not think about it, right? It's powerful. My YouTube channel was similar. It's similar. It wasn't as burning a desire, but very similar. And it was one of those things where I missed doing the work. I missed having an outlet for creativity. I missed having a thing where people might listen to me, right? Maybe they won't. My first radio station, I was literally times where I was on at night and I'm reasonably sure there was absolutely 0 people listening to me. And yet there was one guy that would call every once in a while, but it was pretty early. So I think he was on his way to work and it was like already 4 hours into my 5-hour shift. So I was like, come on. But that's, to me, is that passion. It was that burning that no matter what the objections were, no matter what somebody else said, no matter what it showed up in front of me, like that guy that told me, you're not good enough. That was my right now from somebody. Somebody said, you're not good enough right now. And you know what? I didn't care. I mean, it sucked. It hurt my feelings a little, but I was like, doesn't matter. It's one dude. One dude doesn't agree. Whatever. I'm still going to do it and watch. And I didn't say that because my ego's not like all crazy like that. And honestly, I also realize that when you say something like, watch, I'll prove you wrong, a lot of times you put a lot of extra pressure on yourself that tends to make it even harder. And I wasn't looking to make it harder. I was looking to accomplish my goals. That burning desire is what created the outcome. The way it played out. One of the major DJs at the station I ended up at, the big station, I worked at a bunch of little crappy stations to build up to that, but the person that opened the door for me was one of the major DJs, an amazing voice, by the way, came in, they were doing a canned food giveaway, and my girlfriend was running a coffee shop at the time, a costume shop, and he came in, hit her up for some costumes on the can drive they were doing, so they wanted some can girl costumes, and he hit her up, and she says, hey, look, I'll give you the costumes for free if you'll get my boyfriend's demo to your boss. And he's like, deal, done. And so from that standpoint, she got it to him, and then literally I called his voicemail every single day for, 2 or 3 months. Every single weekday, I called and left a message on his machine. I think I got in touch with him 3 times live. And I said the basic same thing every time. Hey, it's Dan. Just wanted to say hi again. Good morning to you. Happy Tuesday. Just saying I'm looking forward to beginning working up there. Just wanted to check back and see if you guys are ready to, bring me in and let me start working some shifts, whatever. I'll take some board op, whatever you got. I'll take it. I just want to come in and work, man. I want to work for you guys. And every day I just left a message and, it's whatever. Eventually I knew this guy was going to hire me, and he did. One of these days he came back and he said, you know what? Why don't you come on up here? Let's have a talk. And, the rest of it's more or less history. So I made it to Market 69 at a 100,000 watt classic rock radio station as a full-time DJ. Got benefits in the whole 9 yards. Was paid horribly, but I got benefits in the whole 9 yards. I was a full-time DJ for that company. Burning desire is that thing that keeps you going no matter what is in front of you, no matter what you're looking at right now, no matter what somebody just said to you. Burning desire is that passion that carries you through it. Now, what is that when it comes to a human being? Well, a human being, it's the passion. It's not just that sexual chemistry, though there's huge power in that, and that's kind of the example I'm going to use as a way that I've used in the past to definitely help get that passion back, that burning desire for an individual back, because there's times where I've had a very strong burning desire for someone, and because of circumstances, maybe that withdraws a little bit, maybe it sort of withers a teeny bit, and that withering can be frustrating for a lot of us. Like, I still love you. I don't want this to stop. I don't want to stop feeling like this crazy love for you. But that burning desire is the excitement of knowing you're going to have a family together, and like just knowing that that's what's going to happen. Like, I know what's going to happen. I feel it so strongly. Like, this is my future. My burning desire is that I know this is my reality. I may not have it right now, but I can feel it. I can taste it. I can see it. I know it's real. I have to have that. I have to have, universe, I have to have that. You see what I'm pointing at? That will be mine. I'm just letting you know. You may disagree. I don't care. That's what I'm going to get. That's the burning desire. When that strength is so in you that you don't care what anyone's answer is. It doesn't matter. It's not that it's not that, la, 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 la. It's not I'm trying to put my head in the sand. It's that I am driven to a result. It's a goal. There's a place I'm going, and I'm going to get there. And I don't care what I got to do to get there. I'm not one that would necessarily try to rip on someone else to get their job. Like, it was never like that for me, because I just think that's bad karma. Me, I know people that do it, and a lot of people would suggest that that's okay to do. I disagree, but whatever. It's that passion, that driving force that keeps you going. So you've got to find a way to be able to allow yourself to feel that passion for the specific person that you're going for love in general. The fact that there's this ideology of what this love is, what it is manifest. What is it when you finally have it that is why this is the person you need to be with, or why being in love with someone matters so much, or why getting married before you're 35 matters so much. Whatever your reasoning is, let's really start to look at that reasoning, and let's see if we can fall in love with that idea, that whole concept, to get ourselves a little bit of that passion. Now, a couple things to say, and then I'll give the little hint, the thing that I've used before. And I did do a video on this before, and I think I did a thought transmission, something about sexual energies or something, I think that was the name of it, off the top of my head. Anger. A lot of us may have anger. If you've got an SP and it's someone you broke up with in the past, or something that maybe you're frustrated with them, maybe they're ignoring you currently, maybe whatever. If you're having some sort of frustration, some sort of anger, definitely hurting your chances. It's hurting your passion. It's hurting that burning desire that you could have that could help bring this about. That burning desire, that losing that through anger, it's not that that's going to necessarily keep you, though. Anger, and we've talked about thought transmissions just a second ago even. When you're feeling anger for someone, that's the feeling, the vibe they get from you. So if you pop into their mind and you're thinking about them in an angry way, they suddenly think of you, and then it's kind of a feeling, or I'm mad at you, or like you feel anger. Like you feel the feeling that the person has while thinking of you. So if you're receiving a thought transmission and a person is thinking of you in an angry way, what's going to happen generally, and it depends on sensitivity, but generally speaking, what's going to happen is you'll pop into their head. They'll get an image of you in some way, shape, or form, your name, maybe they'll see you, whatever, right? And then immediately they feel what you're feeling, which is anger. So now when they think of you, they accompany it with anger. Well, that's not going to get you together ever. If I'm thinking of someone and every time I think of them, I feel angry, that's probably someone I shouldn't be with. And that's certainly the advice I would give to anybody. If you feel angry every time you think of someone, don't date them. Not a good idea. But I want to be with them. All right, well, if you want to be with them, then you need to get over that anger somehow. Otherwise, it is going to sabotage you 6 ways from Sunday. So let the anger go. Forgiveness, I've talked about. Astral Letters, look for the video, search my channel, Astral Letters, ASTRAL, Letters, LETTERS, right? Do a search for that. You will find the video I've done. That's a great way to do forgiveness and a great way to heal those kinds of energies. Another thing you really, really want to try to keep in mind is that excitement of being together. So maybe there was a point where you guys were together and it was just exciting. Maybe you had a particular night. Now, again, I don't think it's good to hold on to past events that happened 3 years ago and try to relive that. But if that is a moment that you can pull into your mind to feel that passion, then start to imagine forward thinking with that passion, right? So take that past experience, feel that awesome experience, and then use that feeling to try to imagine your future together. And then start to see if you can get that excitement kind of built into that new future, that the next time you get to do that thing you did in the past, but do it differently, right? Don't do it the exact same way. Do something similar maybe, or in a different place, but similar circumstances. Like the one that popped into my head was there was a time where I was hanging out. We went to a new hotel that had recently gotten remodeled, and we were hanging out there, and this was one of our just awesome times that we had together. And we went there, and it was incredible. Like, there was nobody there. There was literally like a bartender and no one else. Like, it was empty. And it was just like we had the whole ballroom and stuff to ourselves. We drank a lot of wine. We got very, very buzzed, and we had a very fun time. That passion was something that carried me through on a lot of the low moments, if you will. So again, having that moment of passion, finding that feeling, and using that to kind of get that burning desire pushed back into you. Now, finally, probably one of the last things, but this does work, and I know it's not maybe okay for everybody, maybe not appropriate for everybody, I don't know. But if you're at a place where maybe you've had feelings and thoughts about them that were maybe more of the physical nature, maybe just making out and that passionate kissing, maybe even further, right? Who knows? Don't want to spell it out too terribly much. Never know who's watching. But when we've had those experiences and we've had those feelings, getting in touch with that in a intentional kind of way, hope that makes sense, wink, wink, nod, nod, trying to experience somebody in your imagination in maybe a physical kind of way that might even inspire some other physical experiences that could come along with that might really help excite that sexual kundalini energy, if you will, with that mental picture in your mind. When you can bring those together and really kind of get them working together, that is a very powerful way to get that burning desire mixed in with the love, mixed in with the chemistry, and tying it all together. And it gets you thinking and feeling about them in an extremely powerful and erotic, even sometimes, and very burning desire kind of way. When you can get that energy put into your imaginal efforts with the person you want or the love that you are hoping to experience, when you can get yourself to that feeling of passion, you have gotten yourself to the place where I think we're actually using the strongest tool in the tool shed, if you will. It is the best tool in the tool shed. When you can get that burning desire mixed in with all the other techniques, your abilities to manifest suddenly just go through the roof, mainly because we don't look at our feet. We don't look at what's happening right now and ever question that, oh, I'm trying to manifest them, but this is what happened. They've got a third party. Blah, blah. We don't care. If my desire is what it is, and I'm definitely going to get that, then anything that's happening right now that seems contrary to that is irrelevant. It's not happening. It's going to change. It has to, and it must, and it's going to. That's what the burning desire pushes you through. There's no room for any place where you could say, that's not happening. It doesn't feel right. They're not talking to me. They won't text back. So many of us get stuck on these crazy little moments that don't matter. Right in this second doesn't matter for what's going to happen tomorrow. Stop letting right now affect your judgment or affect your ability to see a brighter tomorrow. If your right now sucks, well, okay, fine. Then use law of attraction techniques to create a better tomorrow. And you do that by focusing on the thing that's better, on this burning desire, on this passion, on this love. This love. You know what I'm saying? That. We can put our focus where it belongs. The power you have towards manifesting is beyond words. Hopefully this makes an enormous difference. Hope everybody's having a great new year so far. Appreciate each and every one of you. Love you guys. If you haven't subscribed already, please do so. You can hit the little bell icon to make sure you're notified whenever new videos come out or when I do live stuff. I just did one of those over the weekend or a couple days ago. That was a lot of fun. Actually had quite a good turnout this time, which is fun. Also, if you like my videos, thumbs up, share, comments, all those good things. If you got show topics, drop those into comments as well. I usually read the comments, and I have my little yellow notebook here with me when I do it. And so when I see good show topics, I write them down, and I put them in the notebook, and it's a future show, and I love that. It just kind of takes some of that, ease for me, right? Makes it much, much better. So hopefully this all makes a difference. Appreciate you guys. Key to manifesting love. Let's get that burning desire back into it, man. It makes all the difference in the world. Thank you, guys. We'll talk soon.